Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video, this is going to be episode number 1 of our Amazon Soap Fest, where I test car soaps and review them from Amazon. Obviously, you've already seen from the thumbnail, we're going to be testing the Zymol. It's the Natural Concentrate Auto Wash. This is one of the shampoos that have been out probably for quite some time now. I've never used it. I've always wanted to try it. So we're going to do that on this test. We're going to be using our MTM Submachine gun style foamer for the foaming portion of the test. Then we'll be switching to our hand bucket and test how well the Zymol works in a hand wash. Reading the label on the back of this is similar to a lot of the value price soaps at Walmart. The dilution ratio is 1 ounce to a gallon, and I'll be using 2 ounces and 10 ounces of water in our MTM foam gun. Then when we switch to our bucket test, I'll be using 3 ounces, and it's approximately 3.5 gallon bucket. That's what I use for the Walmart Clean series, so we're going to continue the same dilution ratios in this series also. I have high hopes for this shampoo. I've read a lot of stuff on some of the different blogs and posts. People really like the Zymol. Very excited to try it. I'm not going to run my mouth anymore. Let's go get this test done. Alright, I've got 10 ounces of warm water, 2 ounces of our Zymol, and we're going to foam this car and see what it does. Alright, so the very first thing that I notice about the Zymol is it is extremely runny. There's very little slickness to it. It has a lot of medium to large cell bubbles that are appeared, and it is, as you can see, it is running really fast. It's very thin. If you like a foam that's got a good, or a pre-wash that's got a good scent to it, this is very coconutty. The wind's blowing a little bit out here. It's about 90 degrees, and it's very, well, it's very coconutty. It's the only way to describe it. Maybe like a pina colada. Yeah, this kind of surprised me. I thought it would have been, there's absolutely no slickness in this at all. I thought it would have, due to the viscosity of it, would have been just a little bit more stable. But as you can see, parts of the fender are already pretty much already dry. So we're going to let this sit on a total of 6 minutes and come back and see what we've got left. Right, the sun came out about 40 seconds ago and it was cloudy this whole time. And as you can see, probably 85% of the Zymol and a foam is gone. It's doing all right on the horizontal surfaces. As most foams will, they will cling better to a horizontal surface than a vertical surface. However, the question really is, did the Zymol remove our sealant protection? So what I'm going to do next is I will go ahead and rinse this off and we'll see if it removed any of the Adams liquid paint sealant protection. Here we are, and I don't know if you guys noticed when I was rinsing, but this soap was reactivating, it made it kind of hard to rinse. Not because it had a residue, but just because when the water hit the soap, it started to reactivate it, which is kind of rare for the soaps these days. But as you can see, it did not remove any of our wax or sealant protection. The water is still beating very, very high on here, and I'm kind of pleased with this because it really cleaned the non-bonded contaminants. Now, I've driven in several rainstorms in this car, and a lot of times, just because of the color, you know, I really don't go more than a week because I'm doing these videos every week with the car not being washed, but it was pretty dirty. And it certainly did remove all the non-bonded contaminants for sure. Alright, so next I'm going to get our bucket set up. We'll test the foaming ability inside the bucket and see how it performs as a hand wash. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use our Zymol. We're going to put 3 ounces of our car soap in the bucket. One thing to notice, this is one of the most pleasing packages I've seen in a long time for a car soap. Doesn't mean that the soap's any good, but it's just a nice pleasing package. The scent, if you're into that, is a pina colada or heavy coconut scent. I enjoy it. It's very, very nice. It's a very light pale blue liquid, and it's I would say it's a little better than medium viscosity. And as with our other fairly viscous car soaps, the soap tends to sit on the bottom of the bucket until it's agitated. I'm hoping that there's going to be some good lubricity in here, because that's the most important thing when you're using the car soap in a hand wash, is the lubricity. I don't really feel any yet, but let's go ahead and get our pressure washer, see what kind of foam we can get out of this, and test the lubricity. Okay, so it looks like there is a lot of dense, small foam cells in here. There are a few larger and medium-sized foams. I am feeling some lubricity in here. I would say it's probably better than average. And the solution still has a nice coconut pina colada feel to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up. I'm going to go ahead and do a hand wash on this car and see how you like it. Alright guys, so here are my final thoughts on the Zymol Natural Concentrate Auto Wash. I gotta tell you, I really like this car soap, especially in a hand wash. I would say it's middle of the road as a pre-wash. It works good. It's you know, it's middle of the road, but as a hand wash, this stuff is phenomenal. There is such amount of slickness that when I was washing the car, it almost reminded me of some of the Chemical Guys products. It did not leave any sort of residue. It rinsed cleanly, and it leaves a nice, clean surface. It did everything that I would expect a car wash to do. It exceeded my expectations for the price. This is not what I would consider a premium car wash. However, I will now put this in my arsenal. If I'm going to do a hand wash, I will definitely be using this on the Honda and the Jetta. This stuff is very good. I'm giving this a really top tier rating as far as a hand wash goes. Middle of the road for a foam, top tier as a hand wash. If you're interested in this, I'm going to put a link to all these car soaps in the description box since they all came from Amazon. And you can pick it up if you wish. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest that you do. It's an outstanding car wash in a bucket. So I will see you guys on the next video.